to remember is that all these rates which we talked about, 10, 2, 1, 30, whatever it is, that is the only amount that is to be deducted. We generally have to pay a surcharge or a education cess in the normal course, but as far as TDS is concerned, those are not to be added. So for example, when you earn say 50,000 interest, the TDS will be 10% flat, which is 5,000, and not 10.3 or whatever it, the odd figure, That brings us to one very drastic provision of the Income Tax Act, which it would be good if you are aware of it, because maybe all of us in this room have a PAN, but some of our people back home, our family members back home may not have a PAN. There is a section 206AA, and that says that when a payment is to be made, and if it is subject to TDS, meaning it is covered by any of the sections of TDS, then the person who is making the payment has to ensure that that other party to whom he is making the payment has the PAN. Then only all these rates will apply as per the section. If that other party does not have a PAN, then the tax to be deducted is at a higher rate of 20%. So in all you will see it is 10, 2, 1, etc. 2%. Only in this case it is 30%. So obviously where the rate is higher than 20, then the higher rate will apply. But otherwise, instead of 1%, 20%, instead of 10%, 20%, etc., etc. So this is a problematic one. So if many people, what they do is they transfer the FD from the husband's name to the wife's name, or to the mother's, senior citizen's name, and keep the FDs in their name and earn the interest in that name to split the income so that the tax liability comes down. But please remember that if that person does not have a PAN, and if by chance the interest exceeds the amount of the threshold, then instead of deducting at 10%, there will be a TDS of 20%. So you need to be careful about that. Software, I don't think it is, basically anybody would be interested in this, but there is a huge controversy about whether to deduct tax at source at the time of making payment for a software.
You are not supposed to pay for that company having that certificate for mining software.
Yeah, correct. But I think for a general thing is not of interest. As far as the due dates are concerned, so in the process flow we saw that the deductor deducts, then pays to the government. So when does he have to make payment to the government? If the tax is deducted in the month of April, the due date for payment to the government is 7th of May, and so on and so forth. Only in the month of March, the year end, when the financial year ends, all the TDS which is deducted in the month of March has to be paid to the government by 30th April. There is, in the process flow, there was also one step that after paying the tax to the government, we have to file quarterly TDS returns or quarterly TDS statements. The due date for that is for the first quarter, April, May, June. So when this particular current quarter of April to June 2016 ends, the deductors will have to file the TDS return by 31st July. For the next quarter by 31st October, 31st Jan, and for March by 31st May. So these are the due dates for filing the TDS returns and the payments.